Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I have something, very important that I also need to discuss with you. The last video we talked about the 5 mindsets that you must have when going or before going into marriage, or even when you're you're already married. You also need to understand these mindsets just in case you don't know them. And we discussed 5 the last time, and I thought that it's still very important for us to discuss some more about some of these mindsets. And so we will still look at another 5 mindsets that you must have before going into marriage, or while you're in marriage, you also still need these 5 mindsets. Like we discussed, or like I discussed with you guys the last time, marriage is a commitment. Marriage is a covenant. And when you say covenant, it means that 2 people become one. It means that you take up my strength and my weaknesses. I take up your strength and your weaknesses. I accept you for who you are, while I hope that you grow, and while I also work on myself to grow. But then it's important to understand something, that a covenant means that 2 have become one, and it also means that you guys are partners, you guys are one, you guys are teammates. And then a couple of things we also talked about the last time about mindsets that you must have. It was the fact that marriage will not cure your loneliness, okay? And marriage will not make you happy. Your partner will not make you happy. Your happiness is your personal responsibility. It's your emotional health is your personal responsibility. It's too much of a burden to place it on someone else. So these were some of the things we talked about. So we'll just have some more that we need to talk about. Should I say number 6 or number 1? So we did 1 to 5. So let's start with 6. Okay, so the 6th mindset that you must have is that you are marrying a human being and not a fantasy. You're marrying a human being and not a fantasy. Your partner will have flaws. Okay, so, and you yourself will have flaws, and so you must accept each other in marriage the way you are. And I would always say something to people: don't go into marriage thinking that you're going to change them. If you see flaws that you can't tolerate, or you think will be detrimental, to your marriage and to your emotional health and well-being, it's okay to not go into the marriage relationship if it's something you can't deal with. Because a lot of people try to go into marriage relationships thinking that their partner will change when they get married. Oh, he'll be more responsible when he gets married. Oh, he would stop coming late, coming back home by 2 a.m. when he gets married. If he is the way he is, or she's the way she is when you guys are dating or courting, understand something, that there is a tendency that they may not change. Okay, if they change, that's great. God has helped them to change, or they've worked on themselves to change. But don't go into marriage thinking that marriage will change your partner or you will change them. Okay, understand something, that you have to accept them the way they are. The flaws that they have, you have to accept them that way. And you have to tell yourself that if they don't change, if they don't improve, you'll be fine with it. Because a lot of people go into marriages with unrealistic expectations of their spouse. They think that, when I get into marriage, all of those things that I see or I read from, those fiction books and novels that, a lot of people read, and they have some kind of fantasy image of their spouse. You must understand something. You're actually going to get married to a human being and not a fantasy idea. So understand that, and understand that you are not a perfect human being. Your spouse is not a perfect human being. Fantasies can be perfect, okay? So you must understand that you're getting married to a human being and not a fantasy. So you must brace up yourself to get hurt. You must brace up yourself to see your partner in a light that you don't like. A lot of different things can happen. So it's also now important that you understand that you must show grace in your marriage, okay? So let grace be that thing that helps to give grace to people, give grace to your partner. Understand that they're not perfect, so forgive them. These are the things that make a marriage work, because we are flawed human beings, and because we are flawed, we're not perfect, okay? So that's very important. The second thing that I'm going to talk about is you must learn to create boundaries. You must learn to create boundaries. Boundaries would help protect your family and your relationship from external influence, okay? Every great relationship needs boundaries, whether it's your relatives, whether it's your friends, whether it's your colleagues at work. It's important that you create boundaries in your family. You create boundaries in your marriage. Your mother, your father should not have influence over the decisions that you make in your marriage, okay? You don't go out talking about your partner to someone else. You should have family secrets, because one of the things that I've found out about boundaries is that boundaries help us build authentic relationships. When you set boundaries with colleagues, with friends, with your relatives, what it does is that those who cannot take those boundaries that you've set will either walk away or they'll adjust. Those of them that walk away, it's clear that they don't belong to you. It's clear that you guys are not meant to be friends. It's clear, that they're not part of your future. And for relatives, everyone realign. They'll just align because you've set boundaries. Nobody will talk to your wife in any manner. Nobody will intrude in your home in any manner. Nobody would want to influence the decisions that you make in your house, because you've ensured that the family secrets remain family secrets. You solve your problems between the both of you. You solve your conflicts between the both of you, and you don't allow external influence to impact on your marriage. So you must understand that boundaries are key. They protect. That's why they are called boundaries. They are like fence. They protect the marriage. They protect the relationship. They protect your spouse, especially for men. Men, I need to take some time to talk about this. You must protect your wife from any external influence, whether it's your relatives, whether it's your parents, whether it's your siblings. You must protect your wife. You must not expose her to relatives or friends that would hurt her feelings, that would not value her, okay, that would disrespect her. It is your responsibility as a man to protect your wife from things like that, okay? It shows that you are a strong man. Weak men would allow relatives and external people to negatively impact their wives, okay? So you're not a weak man. So show strength, create boundaries, and it's important that you do that even at the beginning of your marriage, okay? At the beginning of your marriage, when people see that they can't intrude, because a lot of times parents don't know when not to intrude, but if you set those boundaries at the beginning of your marriage, you would have a smooth sail, because everyone knows that, we can't cross beyond this point. So boundaries are important. Also understand something, that's number 3 now. Change is inevitable. We definitely have to evolve, but then it's important to evolve together. change would happen to the both of you, both physically, both emotionally, spiritually, at all levels. Okay, you will change. I used to be very skinny when I got married. Even before I got married, I used to be very skinny, and I've added some weight, right? Yeah, well, I'm still looking very healthy. So my wife has been feeding me very well. My wife also has added weight, after giving birth to children. So there will always be that physical change that would happen. Emotionally as well, there's need for us to be emotionally mature. Mentally, we've done, a master's degree, completed our graduate degrees. We've done courses, we've traveled to school for several things. So mentally, we have grown, emotionally, we've grown. Career-wise, we've grown. We started as volunteers of an organization, and now we are no longer at that place. So spiritually as well, we've grown. So growth is important. You, as a couple, or as someone who is going into marriage, or someone who is already in marriage, the mindset should be to have a growth mindset. Growth mindset means that definitely I will put in my best to grow, to improve. But then at the same time, I also am making sure that my partner is also growing and improving. We have to grow together, okay? Change is inevitable, so that's very important. And we must grow together. We must grow together. People will grow. People will change. Your partner will change. The person you marry won't be the same person 10 years later, and neither will you. So it's important to have that in mind as you both work together. Growth mindset has to be it. Okay, so you definitely will change. You will change. Both of you will change, but let that change be positive. Okay, let that change be founded on growth. Okay, it has to be a growth mindset. That is really, really very important. And the last thing I'd like to talk about also is that strength is found in service. Strength is found in service. So you must understand this mindset that selfless people make marriage work. Selfless people make marriage work. The most powerful partners are the most selfless. Okay? And I would always say something, that marriage is the union of two servants. Marriage is the union of two servants. If you have people who are selfless, if you have people who serve each other in a marriage relationship, that marriage will make a lot of progress. So have a service mindset. Have a selfless mindset. Be that person who is not selfish. Be that person who is quick to serve the other person. I always say this, between my wife and I, we have a competition. That's the only healthy competition that we have. And it is someone who would outserve the other person. We always seek for ways to serve each other. It could be in little things like, helping them get water, helping them charge their phones, helping them do a couple of things. Just look for opportunity to serve each other in the everyday life activities that you actually perform at home. So seek for opportunities to serve. Selfless people, they build successful relationships, whether it's in marriage or outside of marriage. But then in marriage, understand that marriage is the union of two servants. If the two of you can, work together to serve each other, seek to outserve one another. Seek to outserve each other, because when you outserve each other, what happens is that as I seek to outserve you, and you're seeking to outserve me, it's not in an unhealthy way. It's just a way to show that you love that person, you want to help them, you want to help make their life easier. Okay, what it does is that it helps to build a stronger relationship between the both of you. And the more you serve, the more your egos drop, the more your egos disappear, the more the selfishness in you dies and just wanes off. So you tear down selfishness, you tear down self, you tear down ego when you serve each other, because you're taking the position of a servant. And if you look at the way Jesus describes greatness, he describes it as a person, or a great man, as a person who serves other people. On the other way around, people will think that a great man is someone who is being served. But then Jesus, in his own wisdom, says that it's the person who serves that is the greatest in the kingdom of God. And so you can apply that principle in your marriage. When you have service as a part of your lifestyle, you become great individuals and you build a great marriage. All right, so I've just shared another 5. That's 10 already. I stopped calling the numbers, but that's okay. I hope you were able to get all the lessons that were shared in today's video, and I wish you the best of luck as you build the mindset that would help make your relationship better. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye, everyone.